This is Answer Me This. This is part of Friday Fuel and it's part of Fatherhood in Focus, the podcast delivered by the Modern Fatherhood Club. I'm Aidan, and every episode in this series I'm going to ask you serious questions. I'm going to push you, I'm going to ask you to reflect on your fatherhood story. I'm going to provide you with a workbook so that you can get the most out of this content. What I want you to do is reflect, and I want you to understand the influence that you have, the impact that you can have day in and day out. But I also want you to understand what's holding you back, what's stopping you from connecting on the level that you need to connect on to give them what they need. The purpose behind this content is simple. It's an interview structure that I crafted to test my thought process, to test my journaling skills, because talking about the hard stuff helps you move forward. Reflecting on the impact that you're having enables you to have a greater influence on their future. Your role, as we know, is to guide, inspire, lead by example. You can't do that if you're in your own head, and you can't do that if you're not prepared to do the hard work. So this is Answer Me This. So let's get started. It's not that we're broken, it's that we're buried. Jobs, mortgage, deadlines. The house feels more like a business than a home right now. We're providing, but are we still parenting? As always, I want you to challenge the way that you think about your role. Every interaction, you know, leaves a lasting impression. But before you do, think of it like this. If we were less distracted by the outside world, would we be in a position to give our children something unique and special? Not just because you have more focus, but because of who you are as a person and who you and the mother of your children are as people and as a couple. It's who we are, not what we do, that needs to shine through. It's our values, beliefs, and the things that are important to us. Those are the things that create the blueprint for them to follow. This is what we're not saying out loud. We think it internally. It keeps us awake at night. But isn't this what fatherhood is about? Isn't it about giving your kids something unique? Problem is, we're buried. We're not broken. We're not incapable of giving them this experience. We're just buried. Buried under pressure, under provision, under the weight of expectations. And in survival mode, are we giving them what they need? If you feel it too and it hurts and it keeps you up at night, then that means that you haven't given up. It means you're willing to give them everything. The key is not to burn out doing it. The foundation is still there. You just need to clear the wreckage that's piling up on top of you. So answer me this. What are you actually building right now? Are you building a house or a home? Are you building financial stability or emotional safety? Are you building freedom or just more reasons to stay trapped? If you're prepared to answer, like, subscribe, and join the Modern Fatherhood Club. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to hear more about your story. What are they seeing day in and day out? What is it costing you and them to deliver as dad? We're gifted this role, a chance to lead by example, shape lives. But yet at times our lives are so chaotic. Mastery of the chaos, well, that lies in finding a rhythm, planning ahead, navigating obstacles before they hit, creating a platform for your children to thrive. The reality is, we chase balance, we focus on survival, and we try to keep our heads above water as the storms grow stronger. But is there a better way? Are we capable of leading by example? As a couple, we're doing all the right things on paper, the house, the jobs, the structure, but emotionally, we're drifting. That drift can drive a wedge that we never meant to build. Our commitment cannot be questioned, and our love grows stronger every single day. You and I both know that we do anything for them. We burn ourselves out in the process, and we are unrelenting in our pursuit of giving them something that is better than we have. But what they see day in and day out isn't how we envisaged it. The pressure of the world, the spiralling costs of food, fuel, mortgages, and the pressure at work creates this barrier. A barrier to them seeing the real you, the fun, present dad, the dad they need. We want to inspire, we want to guide, we want to create something unique. But what does that look like, and how do you manage it as a couple, as individuals? I want to be more present and active in their early lives. But is the environment around me set up to deliver both? Or we just have to live in this constant state of conflict? For me, this is more than parenting out loud and highlighting the work I need to get done for them and for my partner. This is about delivering with intention at home. Right now, our family is in provision mode. Survive the month, get through the week, hope tomorrow's better. And in the middle of all of that, our boys are watching. My friend, this series is about exploring the thought process behind your decision making. Can we make the right decisions without the right level of clarity? Can we make a difference if we're always conflicted, drained of resources and trying to stay afloat? I had to reset in 2020 because I'd fallen so far from the path that I wanted to be on. I had no other choice. It was step up or lose it all. That decision to test myself mentally and pause to understand the role that I wanted to play played a pivotal role in my turnaround. Fatherhood uncovers the truth. You discover more about yourself in the first 8 years than you thought possible. They mirror everything. They challenge you because they see it. They don't see weakness, but a mirror. You react, they react, and it becomes a battle. One that you cannot walk away from. But the pressure you feel to be present, I think that's driven by something deeper. Fatherhood gives you purpose, direction, passion, joy, a love for something bigger than yourself. Yet we still question whether we're worthy, whether we're capable of this great task. I never felt more vulnerable than I did that night in 2020. It wasn't just opening up after hitting the bottom. It was realising that my role was so much bigger than me. That's the beauty of it. But it takes you a long time to adjust. This role exposes us to the rawest of emotions. It energises us. It forces us to think outside the box, forces us to reflect on whether we've done enough. But the million-dollar question, are we ready for it? I wanted more, not just as a dad, but as a man and a husband. I'm not motivated by things and how much money is in the bank. These things, they don't give me purpose. They create layers of stress that suppress my energy and enthusiasm. They bind me and stop me connecting with what really matters. Yeah, the money makes life easier, but it cannot be the be-all and end-all. Because what does that teach them? You work hard and yes, you'll be rewarded. But work too hard and that reward is going to erode your connection with those most important to you. So where do you draw the line and how do you teach them where to find happiness, rhythm and joy? It's not in the salary, it's in the experience and the moments where you meet their needs. In recent times, we've let our jobs dictate the energy in our home. Let the outside world control the inside world. And the scary part is, it's become normal. The disconnection, the distance, it fucking hurts. I want nothing more than to lean into fatherhood more than I am. But what does that look like now as a busy dad? If you're in that position, you need to understand what's holding you back. You need to recognise when things outside your control are starting to dictate the energy and the mood in the home. And you need to focus on the things that you can control. That's my story. At the beginning, I needed to understand my motivation for change, my compass, that one thing that inspired me to be more, to do more and live more. I needed to understand my pivot point, that night in April 2020. What led to that misstep? And what mistakes had I made that I failed to confront, which ultimately cost me? everything at that time. We all have a story, a series of events that lead us to where we are today. Understanding the ups and downs, the lessons, challenges and achievements, well, that's what you need to do. We need to reflect on the moments of failure. Did we really face up to them? Or did we brush them under the carpet? Let me be clear. I knew for a long time I was struggling. It became a fuel, an addiction. I believed I could regain control and change direction. What I failed to appreciate was the toll those decisions and actions are taking on my body and my mind. We have this motivation to change right in front of us every single day. But we get caught up in protection and provision, expansion, and creating something for their future. We get so caught up in it, we're no longer aligned to what matters. We're simply living to serve. I know what you're thinking, and you're right. We are here to serve, and we should be grateful for the opportunity to lead and inspire. But that service can't burn everything you love to the ground. It wasn't being a dad that caused my crash. It just revealed to me there was something bigger to go after, and that the way I'd lived wasn't going to cut it. In my relationship, we push one another because we're looking to advance our family. That disconnection is real. And at times, we're chasing time together and time with them. We rely on the strength of our relationship to keep us honest. But sometimes we lose our way. It's not because we don't love each other. It's not because we're broken. It's because we've forgotten to put us first. We've forgotten that our presence is more powerful than the money we bring in. That is why fatherhood is so hard. That's why it drains your resources and your energy. Your relentless pursuit of something bigger, better, something that shows you can deliver when it matters, stops them seeing the version of you that they need. I think you can get away with it when they're little. There is this chance, early doors, to bond and create memories. But what if we went against the grain, threw ourselves into early fatherhood with the objective of creating something spectacular and unique, something that created space for you, her and them? Instead, we battle with this conflict. Be home, be more present and engaged. What I want is to have the energy to lead from day one. But more importantly, I don't want to fatigue when it really matters. Leadership, you see, it starts with understanding who you are, your motivations, your direction of travel, the way you respond under pressure, your emotional intelligence, and how you communicate. Fatherhood is exactly the same. It demands so much of you, but when we're distracted, are we really capable of feeling good in that moment? Are we building? Are we displaying the qualities we want them to see? Having the self-awareness to appreciate the pressure and recognise when it's getting too much, that's massive. Having the balls to interrupt the cycle, step back and reflect on the impact that it's having, is leading from the front foot. We're all capable of something beautiful, something our children will remember for the rest of their lives. But we've got to clear the noise. We've got to strip back, choose joy, and lead with who we are, not what we do. Collectively, we're all under pressure, but it's how we adapt to that pressure and how we respond that makes the difference. I'm blessed. I survived the darkest of days. I lost my way, but once the dust settled and I focused on what mattered, I was able to find my feet and I was in a position to start building the confidence to lead. I'll be honest with you though, I kind of got away with it. I crashed at a time when I had one chance to reset. So the message from me today is simple. They're going to watch you at every move. Pick up the subtle behaviours, the exaggerated behaviour, how you respond to setback, pressure and criticism. They'll grow to love themselves, only if you can teach them how. I didn't love myself. I hated the man I was and who I've become. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. You have to address this elephant in the room and tackle the challenges head on. We are all capable of change. The question is, are you prepared to put the effort in? Because joy outweighs pain, love outweighs hate, purpose and strength drive better outcomes, and confidence is infectious. A will to lead on the front foot and anticipate the next setback and plan for the alternative will enable you to navigate the future with confidence. We shape lives. We are gifted this unique opportunity to grow with our children and teach them how to find love, happiness, passion, purpose, and above everything, self-confidence and a clear head. Look, you don't have to quit everything. You don't have to throw the life away. But you do have to choose what matters most again and again. Because the wedge only grows bigger if you stop fighting for that connection. Choose presence over perfection. To find joy in the little things, you must first understand what you're missing and what missing it costs you and them. Only then, once clear, can you move forward, prioritise and interrupt the cycle. That, my friend, is where change begins. I'm like you. I want to be a better dad. I want to give them what they need. And I want them to see the side of me that's going to help guide them in the future. If you feel this, and you really feel it, it means you're in the fight. You don't need more strength, you need more clarity. As always, I'm Aidan. This is Answer Me This, a series dedicated to pushing you to go deeper on your fatherhood story. Remember, our resources are all available at the Modern Fatherhood Club, and our guide to avoiding burnout and focusing on the right things is available now for free. And for those of you willing to take a step to elevate your fatherhood story and become truly present, the New Dad Recharge is available right now for £49. You can follow the link in the description. And right now we are throwing in Fatherhood Unleashed. It's there to keep you honest, accountable, and focused on your impact. As always, this is Aidan. This is Answer Me This, part of the Fatherhood in Focus and Friday Fuel podcast. Thank you for listening. Remember, the question is on the PDF in the description. If you want to work on getting deeper into your fatherhood story, follow along with the question sets, drop us a DM with the answer, or keep it private. This podcast episode is designed to push you, make you feel a little uncomfortable, and help you reflect on the impact that you're having today, and ultimately, the legacy that you want to leave. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon.